York City is home to one of Amtrak's greatest stations, Monahan Train Hall at Penn Station. On August 27, 2023, we're in the first class Metropolitan Lounge at Monahan Station, waiting for an Acela Express ride. Today, I've used a lounge pass on my Acela Business Class trip from New York Penn Station down to Washington Union Station. It's about 10:45 and our 11:30 departure has just appeared on the board. The Metropolitan Lounge at Monahan Train Hall is considered one of the best lounges on the Amtrak system. Here you can get drinks before your departure, light meals, and even grab some snacks to go. Here we look over the main lobby and seating area of the lounge. Of course, the party piece to the Metropolitan Lounge is the balcony looking over the beautifully recently remodeled Monahan Train Hall. This is where I spent most of my wait as I had a nice morning breakfast and a soda before boarding my train. With train time fast approaching, we're whisked down to our track to board our train. We're in car 6 today on the 11:30 a.m. departure out of Penn Station. Almost as soon as we're settled in, our train pulls out of New York Penn Station right on time. Today, our journey will take us 226 miles from New York Penn Station down to Washington Union Station, covering half of the Northeast Corridor. Our travel time today is 2 hours and 57 minutes with intermediate stops at Newark, New Jersey, Metro Park, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Baltimore, Maryland. As we get our first glimpses of sunlight outside of the tunnels of New York, we'll take a moment to look around our accommodations in this Acela Business Class seat. Originally introduced in December of 2000, the Acela has two classes of service, Business Class and First Class. Today, we're in a Business Class seat. Here, you can see that I have plenty of legroom in the seat, which includes a footrest. While this was a nice feature, I did not find it to be particularly comfortable to use during my trip. The seat also includes a pretty large tray table, which unfortunately for me did not stay fully locked in the lower position. This was unfortunate, but is due to the age of equipment, which is due to be replaced in the near future. One of the nicer features of Acela are the very large picture windows that can be found on both sides of the cars. While showing their age, the interiors of these cars are still pretty much up to modern snuffs. They're very spacious and have plenty of room to move around. The business class size seats are definitely a nice step up from traditional Amfleet seats. As we continue to roll out miles in New Jersey, we would make some high-speed meets with some New Jersey Transit trains as well as a northbound Amtrak regional. Coming into Philadelphia, we would get a great view of a new Acela train set as well as some of the yards at 30th Street Station. Here we can see quite a few stored train sets as well as some other Amtrak equipment backdropped by the Philadelphia skyline. Underneath 30th Street Station, we pull into a platform where we find some other Amtrak trains, including the Pennsylvanian and some long-distance trains. With our brief station stop complete, we pull out of Philadelphia, passing by a Silver Service train as well as some New Jersey Transit stock on the far tracks. As we went south out of Philadelphia, we would get a view of the Delaware River, which flows into the Atlantic Ocean. Passing by the Bear Delaware shops, we would get a view of various pieces of Amtrak equipment, including HHP-8s, which are supposed to be converted to cab control units to replace the aging Metroliners. Just inside Maryland, we would cross the Susquehanna River en route to Baltimore. Arriving at Baltimore, we would get our first view of MARC equipment. We would also meet a northbound Acela in the station. As we were finishing our station work, a northbound Acela pulls in on the track adjacent and starts their work. South of Baltimore, we picked up speed and made an 125-mile-per-hour meet with a northbound Northeast Regional. On our final approach into Washington, D.C., we would get a view of the Amtrak shops. Here we noted some long-distance chargers in the new Phase 7 scheme, as well as P-42s and other Amtrak equipment and locomotives. With our speed drastically reduced, we pull into Washington Union Station, the final stop of this train and the final stop for the Acela Express. With an empty train, we take one last look at our pair of seats as we exit the train and head for Washington Union Station. Overall, this was a fun ride on the Acela Express and possibly one of the last I'll have on this equipment. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip report video, do not forget to subscribe for future rail fanning videos.